Hi, my name is Hiba. Nice to meet you and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I've been thinking, and that's all I've been doing. Thinking and keeping things to myself. Why? I don't know, but it sure as hell doesn't do anything. And what is life really if not the collective opinions of everyone? So here I am officially starting a new series right here on my YouTube channel called Unfiltered Hiba Talks, where I am organically myself. The whole point of this series is for me to be able to voice out my opinions and thoughts on certain topics and to be able to relate to you guys and, put myself out there. It could be anything and everything, basically just Hiba being Hiba. I personally feel that one of the best ways to grow, especially as a community, is to be able to have good communication and patience. Everyone knows something the other person doesn't, and in order to reach the same page, we need to be very, very patient with each other first of all, and to be able to openly and properly communicate our thoughts. Nothing I say here comes from a place of hate or ignorance, and if it is perceived as such, my apologies in advance. Again, I mean no harm, and if there is something that I said that might be inaccurate or something that you disagree with, please feel free to DM me or email me personally and we can go from there. Like I said, I am here to learn, grow, and share my thoughts and opinions on topics that you may or may not find sensitive or triggering. And with that, this is Unfiltered Hiba Talks. Yeah! Today I wanted to talk about something we can all relate to. Insecurities. What does insecurity even mean? Insecurity is defined as uncertainty or anxiety about oneself or the lack of confidence. So I'm on social media. I create content on Instagram and I get DMs very frequently saying, Hiba, I love your confidence. I love your energy. How are you this confident? I wish I was more confident like you. And as much as I love reading these comments and it makes me feel so good and it warms my heart, I don't want to come off as someone who is perfect, and I don't want to seem to be that goddess energy that has all the confidence in the world. I absolutely don't. And in fact, I think I have had crazy amount of insecurity growing up. So we all have something that we don't like about ourselves, some things that we lack confidence in, whether it be our body or the way we speak or the way we look or how we do certain things. This brings me to my next point, which is, where does insecurity even come from? Like, where does it stem from? I always like to use the child example. So if you look at children or like young kids, they truly don't give up. Right? Like, they're just out there dancing, no shame, because they're fully confident in themselves. So how is it that these children who don't give a about anything grow up to have insecurities? This basically tells me that somewhere along the line, somewhere, something, someone, maybe something happened, maybe they experienced something, maybe someone said something to them that caused them to question themselves somewhere along the lines, and they got insecure. Insecurities can stem from external environment like your society, the culture that you're in, your relatives, your friends even. Like, for example, let's talk about like insecurity about skin complexion.
Yikes.
Back home, India's beauty standards are that fair people are beautiful. Now that's a whole different topic, and there's a whole colonial mindset to this, and European beauty standards are embedded deep into our mentality, and the culture is so deeply rooted that there's so many products available that say that, this will make you lighter, you should bleach your skin, you should do this. You go to like the parlor and the ladies there are telling you that, you should bleach your skin, you'll look better, la 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 la. How can something that you are born with be imperfect? Like, that's not in your hands. You were born that way. It even goes down to like close people to you, like relatives and friends, instilling insecurities in you. Like, for example, your relatives jokingly saying that, oh, you've gained some weight, you're looking a little fat. Like, I know it comes down to like a very casual comment, but at the end of the day, like, when you hear that about yourself, low-key that goes into your mind. Now you're gaining a little insecurity about your body, and that's where it starts, you know? Let's also not forget ourselves. Like, we are also responsible for fostering some of our insecurities, like especially because social media is so big nowadays, and like you're on your phone and you're constantly seeing other people, and you know, like you're seeing all these celebrities, all these influencers swiping through and all that, and they take a lot of time and effort to look and be a certain type of way. And when you're seeing that, you don't always remember that, right? For you, it's just a scroll. And when you see these like influencers and like beauty people and whatever looking and being a certain type of way, you automatically start to compare yourself to them. And this also starts to foster insecurities. I also wanted to talk a little bit about, you know, my insecurities and things that make me feel really bad. I do have a few. I will be sharing how they make me feel and how it manipulated how I behave and how it affected me, basically. When I look back at my life and I'm like, wow, that was me and I behaved like that, and you kind of cringe. That cringe moment for me, I've noticed, is whenever I had felt insecure about something, it caused me to behave a specific type of way. Growing up, I developed the insecurity of, you know, feeling like I didn't belong and that my opinion did not matter and that I was unheard, okay? Now, this insecurity stayed in me for years and years and years. I'm gonna say like my entire childhood, which is why I was kind of an introvert and I was shy. And there is a difference between being an introvert and being insecure. Mine was a bit of both. So I purposefully did not talk to people because I was nervous talking to people, because I was anxious that what I'll say won't matter and what I'll say will just make me feel like a fool and people won't really get me. I came to a point in my life where I was so fed up with this feeling that I started behaving impulsively. And how I did that was I started affiliating myself with into relationships, be it romantic or friendship or whatever, into relationships impulsively, just going wherever attention is given to me. I didn't look at the fact that this attention is not genuine, this attention is one-sided, there may be some intentions behind this attention that I'm getting. I did not look at that. I was like, I'm getting attention, let's go. This is bad. This is really bad. Regardless of whether I am being heard or unheard, I also want to be respected. I also want the other party to genuinely care for me. And you know, I want to feel supported all the time, and it needs to be genuine, and people need to actually feel that for me. And I just skipped through all that. Just gone. Your girl was stupid. I put myself into relationships that didn't truly value me and only gave me the illusion that this person really like heard me. I knew that they weren't genuine because at the end of the day, somehow my interactions with these individuals or these people in my life didn't end up making me feel good. In fact, sometimes when I spoke to my friends or whoever, I ended up coming out of that conversation feeling worse about myself or doubting myself or feeling uncomfortable. You shouldn't feel uncomfortable with your friends. You shouldn't feel uncomfortable in your relationships. So something somewhere is wrong. Therefore, something somewhere isn't genuine and true, and y'all are just not vibing. So that is number one indicator for me that, you know, things weren't working out. But I was in it regardless. Why? Because, I'm being heard. And I do consider myself a people's pleaser. I am working on that. It's an impossible thing to achieve, to be liked by everyone. It's just impossible. Don't even aim for that. It's unrealistic. It's just bull. Anyway, so all that aside, let's talk about today. How am I today? And did I deal with those insecurities? And if I did, how did I do it, right? Do I still have insecurities today? Yes. Will I have insecurities? Yes, I'm human. I do have insecurities, and honestly, sometimes new ones pop up all the time. So sometimes if I'm feeling good about something and if I've tackled one insecurity, another one pops up. But I've noticed that I'm becoming more and more aware of these insecurities faster and faster. So I try to work on them as soon as I realize that something's up, and that has helped me a lot. I like to sit down and think about like why. Knowing the why to our insecurity helps a lot in overcoming it, because now you have a reason for it. And I think human beings need reasons for everything, like why is the sky blue? Why is this here? That's why philosophy exists, because we just want answers. This also brings me to my next pointer, which is journaling, bro. Journaling. Now, journaling is so underrated. I know it's talked about a lot, but I know not a lot of people do it, but you should. For me, journaling is that one place where the sole purpose of me to journal is to hear myself. Yes, somebody else isn't doing that for me, but the fact that it's a safe space for me to just let out my thoughts and everything unfiltered without giving zero about what other people will think. Nah, none of that. It's your safe space. It's almost like a temple to me. You in general become so aware of yourself and your thoughts, and the more you journal, the more in tune you are with your mind, because it's literally your mind spilling on paper or the laptop or whatever. And not only that, but now you have written record of everything, so you can even go back and look at yourself like back in the day. I have some journal entries from like 8 years ago that I read, and I'm like, wow, I have changed so much for the better, obviously. It just keeps track of things, and it's nice to know where you're at. Who's gonna keep track of you if not you? Another thing that helped my insecurities a lot, also because I low-key am kind of an introvert and low-key like having my own space, it's limiting the circle of people. I limit my inner circle like this. Limiting my circle also limits the information coming into me, right? So if I'm spending time with 5 people, I'm only hearing 5 opinions, as opposed to people who are talking to a bunch of people and they're getting all this input, and some things are things that are triggering them because all these people don't know you. They don't know you as well as they should, and you can't expect them to know you as well, which is why like people in mainstream media and influencers and whatnot have so many they really emphasize mental health issues, because they're talking to a large audience and they get so many opinions thrown their way that it's overwhelming. And I'm 100% sure that some of these opinions do trigger their insecurities, which is exactly why I have 5 friends. This is not to say don't go out and meet new people. This is just to say limit the people that are close to you, still network, still talk, but limit who's important to you. Limit what information actually matters to you. Filter that out. I'm also very strict about this, but I'm only verbal about my insecurities to a select few. These 5 people, maybe not even all 5 of them, I maybe just confide in 3 of them, because I feel like this is such a personal part of me. And this is something that is so close to my heart, and I'm so sensitive about this that I don't trust everyone and anyone with this information. So I only confide in a few people. And these are the people that I trust. These are the people whose opinions matter, because these are the people that I respect and that I look up to. And that's why they're my friends. It's not just that I'm venting. I'm venting to a genuine source of support, And my final thing is fake it till you make it. Many people may disagree with me here, but I feel like if you're insecure about something, of course being aware of it and writing about it and trying your best to understand why you're insecure helps, but also overcoming that insecurity for me translates into me doing that behavior a little bit more. So for example, if I'm somebody who is insecure about, let's say, my arms, okay? Let's say I hate my arms, that they're super thin and skinny and I don't like them. One of the ways that I will try my best to overcome it is to buy clothes that are cute, that I like, where my arms do show, and I will slowly warm myself up to the idea of, Hiba, you're looking kind of cute today. I like this top on you. It looks good. It even makes your arms look good. And, it's a gradual process, but I feel like you have to slowly fake it till you make it. Keep doing that until you start to mentally rewire things, because at the end of the day, Perhaps it might have been something someone said about your arms that caused that insecurity, and now you have to tell yourself otherwise repeatedly to unlearn that. So if you see me being extra, or it's because A, I'm extra, or B, I'm just trying to be happy with myself and my body and everything. So yeah. And one last thing, and I feel like this is so important. If you see somebody with acne, or if you see somebody who's too skinny, or if you see somebody who's too fat, or whatever, if you see someone like that, do not by any means go up to them and be like, you're pretty fat, or, oh, your skin isn't looking too good. What happened? Why do you have so much acne? That is so bad, you guys. I mean, yes, it could be out of curiosity, but just to play safe, don't do it. Don't do it. You don't know what this person feels, or whether that may or may not be an insecurity, yet here you are just stating the obvious, Nobody has the right to talk about someone or to judge someone based on how they look or what they do, because you are not them, and that is not your place to judge. You are not perfect, so expecting somebody else to have their shit together when you don't is just kind of an asshole move, not gonna lie. It's just adding on to the problem, and it's making you the part of the problem as well. So yeah, I feel like that was a lot for me to say, and it was quite lengthy, and I just kind of rambled on, but I feel good. For those of you who have watched till this point, thank you so much for sticking around. I know it's a lot to take in, and I know I said a lot of different things, and I know some of you may or may not agree with everything that I've said, and that's totally fine. If there's something that you want to voice out, please feel free to leave it in the comments. I will be more than happy to read them. Apart from that, this series is definitely something that I feel like is going to be close to my heart, and it's going to kind of be like an online journal, and I really hope that you guys can relate to this, or you get some sort of deeper message from this, or you feel better about yourself, because at the end of the day, we're all human. We're not perfect. We shouldn't be perfect. And if there's something that we're insecure about, it's totally valid, totally understandable, and there are ways to overcome that. If you enjoyed this video, please do subscribe to my channel. It allows me to stay motivated and film more videos for you guys. If you liked this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I hope you learned something from it. I hope it made you feel better. Also, don't forget to hit that bell notification to know exactly when I drop more videos. I am planning to make this series a weekly thing. Again, thank you so much for watching. Love you guys. Take care and be safe. Bye.